You know, a resume takes a lot of attention to details because you don't want one word or one phrase to turn off a prospective employer. Today, we're looking at some of the words that you might want to take off of your resume. We're joined by Randy Wooden. He's the director of the Professional Center by Goodwill. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
So there are some words, some things that folks really probably want to pay attention to and find ways to work around, right?
Well, sure. I mean, the words to put on a resume, that's what we talk about all the time, is what should go on. But one thing we don't talk enough about is maybe some words to leave off that are just not needed or in some ways can turn people off.
Okay.
So let's talk about that just a little bit. One is cliches.
Okay.
And dynamic team player, excellent communicator, change agent. All of these, and you just want to puke when you hear that, because when you really think about it for a second. Those are all qualities that I hope you have.
Right. Dependable,
Honest, all of those things. I hope you're those, but those are not the words that somebody is going to look at and go, oh, I want to interview that person.
So how do you say that without saying it outright? How do you imply that?
You really don't. Now, if the job description calls for that and the words in the job description are things that you've either done or are, then I could see putting it in there. But the words that I'm going to look at if I'm scanning a resume are the functions and processes, whether it's purchasing, event planning, schedule. I want to see that. And then when I talk to you, not only will I have a sense that you've done those things, but that you are also dependable, honest, and so forth. So the cliches, just move those aside. They really just take up space.
What about pronouns?
Don't use them. I, me.
We,
leave those out.
you, mine.
Leave those out, yeah. Leave those out. Those are implied. It's you. It's your resume. So you don't have to say, I was a blah, 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 blah. Leave it out.
Instead, just say, instead of saying I was an anchor, just say anchor at WGHP TV.
Anchor, yes, anchored if it's in the past tense, anchor if it's current job. So yeah, you can leave that. Also leave out those little helping verbs, the is, the was, were, all of those things. You don't need to say that in the past tense. Again, anchored at Fox 8, that kind of a thing, versus saying I was the anchor at.
Okay.
Or even worse, I was the very highly dependable. All of those words that we just said to leave out.
Well, there you go. You just said the next thing, which is those adverbs or the adjectives that kind of.
I don't know. I was asleep in English class that day, so I don't remember. My mom was an English teacher. She'd get on me about that. But very, highly, extremely, extraordinary. Those are all. To be determined.
Those are adverbs.
If you could say I'm very smart, well, how do you define that? I'm very funny, I'm very tall. You don't know those things. When I see and talk to you, I hope to learn that you are very accomplished at, or you are highly skilled at. But those words are claims, and for the resume anyway, it's all about the keywords and about accomplishments, and we harp on that all the time. But also people load their resume with all this extra junk they don't need.
Clear, concise, to the point.
Exactly.
Save the other for the interview.
Here's the deal. The resume is the hook to get the interview. It's not your life story. Keep it brief and on point, and you should be in good shape.
All right. Well, if you want more information, you can find it at goodwillprofessionalcenter.org, or you can call Randy at 336-464-0516 or email him at procenter@goodwillnwnc.org.